All right, good morning. Welcome to um, another week. Apologize, Monday I couldn't do the live session because of one or two reasons. I think I posted the reason in the London session group chat. So um, that if you were not here, or if you didn't see me, it's because I was busy doing something. All right, but we are here again. So let's see what the market has for us. Um, this Today, I don't think I did. I didn't find any trade setup because we do have rate announcement coming in later on today, and because of that, market has gone into some kind of a consolidation. If you look at most of the pairs, okay, it's stuck in a range since Friday, right? So euro is kind of stuck in a range. British pound, same thing, stuck in a range. New Zealand is also stuck in a range. Aussie stuck in a range. Pound, euro pound is also stuck in a range. So there's really nothing out there this morning in terms of trade idea. So I'm not gonna do any kind of forecast because I don't see anything, right? We can go back and look at hindsight of the things that I've shared with you guys so far over in here, and also as per the title for today's session, high time frame analysis. So we're just gonna go through high time frame analysis to see what the high time frame has for us for the month of May. All right. Before I do that, let me quickly check pound New Zealand because it had something that I was interested in, and that was a buy to go up here. That's something that we've actually talked about last week. Let me see if they did take out these lows here. Yep, they did. They did take that lows out. So I hope you had a fantastic week last week, because last week was awesome. Friday, the session that we did, we talked about these pairs rallying. Give me 1 second, guys. My bad. Sorry. I had I still had my mute on. That was weird. Okay, I was saying that Friday we talked about these pairs going up, right? From this order block, and we anticipated them rallying all these pairs. Okay, and they did exactly that. And I was talking about this one here where we took the trade in the morning, and I was telling you about why this range is optimal trade entry because of the weekly range expansion. So that was the main trade to continue going up, right? And we bought this order block as well. This came back down and took out that low, but it was still valid because we were still traded inside this range here. And then we had that. Today, like I said, there's nothing on the majors. On the crosses, this is the one I'm looking at for continuation to the upside, to go up to 1.96117. Okay, 1.96117. So maybe by 10 o'clock we should see this down candle created. That would be the order block you want to focus on the H4 basis. So if it does retrace back into it during the New York session, that's a buying opportunity to go up. All right. Yeah, that would be a buying opportunity to go up. I don't recommend chasing this. Okay, I don't recommend chasing it. Wait patiently. Let the 8 o'clock candle close. All right. Once the 8 o'clock candle closes, you can see they have this order block here, right? It's also going to close above that candle's high. That will give you more strength to continue going up. We have clean equal highs up here. Okay, clean equal highs up there. So that's the draw on liquidity for today, I think. And any pullback after the candle closes, okay, it has to close above it on this time frame, on this 1 hour time frame. At the same time, the H4, and by 10 o'clock I want that to also close like that. If we get this, then I think we're gonna get a continuation to attack this equal high. Right, if you want to chase it, it's entirely up to you, but make sure that your stop loss goes below here. Right. I don't recommend it, but if you want to do it, then that's where your stop loss goes. All right. Euro New Zealand, we have equal high here, but I'm also looking at 1.64843. That's where I think price is going. Again, I think if you wait patiently, you have this down candle here on the 1 hour time frame. We also have an imbalance below it, so your stop loss goes below here, and then anticipate the run to the upside. All right. And then Euro Aussie, I'm using this as optimal trade entry to continue going up. So this low to that high, that's the trade that I'm currently in from yesterday. I bought 618, and stop loss is below this down candle, and I'm expecting price to continue going up. This doesn't look as nice as the others, right? So this is gonna take a bit of time. So if you wanna buy it, we are still at the 618. Just leave your stop loss below here. Let's check the 1 hour time frame. you can leave it below this candle's low here, right? Because they've rebalanced this whole entire move. I don't think it should come back for this low again. All right, so we should see expansion to the upside. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of anticipating for today. Focus on these ones. The majors, as I mentioned, they don't look pretty because of the rate announcement that is coming. The rate announcement that is coming on later today. I want you to be careful not to expose yourself. All right, because if you expose yourself, the market can hurt you. So one, do not what's the word, do not over leverage anything that you're doing. Do not over leverage. Try as much as you can to reduce whatever position that you have. Reduce it quite a lot before the rate announcement, because these are the days that most people are likely to, harm themselves in terms of the account. All right, so do your best to minimize your not entries, position size. All right, if you are trading live, I don't recommend trading live during weeks like this, especially when we have NFP, when you have rate announcement on dollar index. Okay, especially dollar index rate announcement. I don't recommend that, but everybody is different, and not everybody is gonna listen. So my advice would be, just make sure that you reduce your sizing. Don't think that the market is gonna trade as lovely as you think all the time. Okay, don't think that the market is gonna trade as lively as you think all the time, and therefore you're gonna go in and do the things that you think you do all the time. Okay, some moves will surprise you. It might do something that you're not aware, and therefore you don't want to be stacking up lots of positions when the market is really not gonna move in your favor. We don't know. If you do it, it's going to be some sort of a gamble. Okay, so with that said, you want to focus on this one, right? Make sure that the wanna closes above that, and then going forward you look for your buys to first of all attack this equal high, and then reach for 196177. Right, when I come back from dropping my son off, we will talk about the high time frame for the month of May. Okay, and then we're gonna look at few things that I probably want to share today. Let's go and look at Ethereum. Not this one, Bitcoin. I don't have time to talk about it, but I'm watching Ethereum for this session to see what they're going to do above this high. Okay, I want to see what they're going to do about this above this high, and when I come back we will talk about again the higher time frame. All right, so watch Ethereum. What I'm anticipating is a rejection. Okay, I'm anticipating a rejection to continue going down. So if you understand what to look for, then we are in London. I'm expecting some form of a reversal, so watch that level and see if we can get a rejection. We have some clean equal lows in here, 1, 2, and then we have this one as well, right? So you can watch this for this session and see if it does give you a rejection. Okay. Crude oil. Yesterday, I was watching this candle to see if it will give me a close below that. If it did give a close below this, then this morning would have looked for a sell, but it didn't give me the close, so I'm not interested in it. It's not giving anything right now. Don't think that this all movement here means something. On the higher time frame basis, it means nothing. So on the lower time frame, if you try to trade it as it is, it can hurt you. Okay. Even though it's moving on the lower time frame, there's no structure to it right there. There's no structure to it on the daily time frame. This is your last up close candle, and since then we've not had any close above or below, so price is literally stuck in a consolidation. The only thing you can do is highlight this previous day's high, right? Highlight that previous day's high and then see what happens after we trade above it. Right there, that previous day's high, how we trade above it, that's the only reference point, and then previous day's low. Okay, so that's your reference point. That's the only important price points you wanna focus on. If they go above this high, how do they react? Do they go above it and show strength to continue, or do they go above it and start rejecting? Because if they go above it and start rejecting, then this could be a run above the high and they might be coming back down again, because price is literally not doing nothing. Okay, so watch it and see if it give you anything. Let's look at gold. Yesterday I anticipated gold going up in here and rejecting right in there. It missed the actual level that I anticipated it right there, but there was nothing in terms of trade ideas for me on this. We did have a H4 auto block here, but price did not pull back to it, right? Price did not pull back to it, so I didn't get a trade to go up there. On the daily, we're still bearish. I think we might drop down to this candle's low, but you know, it has to give you reasons to sell short, and I don't think the reason has been given yet. It can trade all the way back up here, right, and still be valid to go down. With the dollar rate announcement coming later today, I'll see if they run it up. If they do, I probably will watch it on the lower time frame and then sell short up there and anticipate a move back down again. Okay, so that's something to watch for later this evening. If they take price all the way up to that candle, you can use that and then sell it back down again, but that's after the rate announcement, not before. And don't go in and put a pending order there, right? When the news comes out, if it's gonna go there and it rallies, after the rally, if it hits this and it rejects, okay, on the 5 minutes time frame, you will see it if it's gonna reject, right? They cannot hide it. So once you see maybe something like this, a swing high forming after we hit it, then you can start looking for reasons to go short. Okay. Dollar CAD, this is also doing nothing. On the 1 hour time frame, there was a level I was watching yesterday, but price never traded up into there, that imbalance. If price gets there, maybe if we get here before the rate announcement, let's say we get here by New York session, okay, 2 o'clock, and price is here, you can sell short, right? Your stop loss goes above it, and then look for maybe a 1-to-1, 2-to-1. But if it does not get there for 2 o'clock and we hit the 7 o'clock time period where they're gonna give their rate announcement, you are not allowed to take a trade there, because the volatility can spike through that and maybe go for this go high. All right. On the downside, this candle here, I like it. If we trade back into it, that can be a buy as well. So it depends on which side of the market they take it, right? So if they take it to the downside, I think dollar CAD is bullish. It's gonna continue going up. We have this high. I'm sorry, not that one. This one here, and that one there, right? It's just too clean. Okay, so I think dollar CAD is gonna go up. When I come back again, we will do the high time frame analysis, and I'll give you reasons why I think dollar CAD is gonna go up. Okay. So I'm gonna leave this one here, and then I'll go and come back. When I come back, then we will continue on with looking at high time frame analysis. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna get myself ready. When I come back, we will continue. Remember, we need to wait for this candle to close above that before we look for the buy. So hopefully by the time I come back, that would have happened, and then we can start looking for a trade. All right, so I'll see you very soon. All right. I'm back. Apologize. A bit late. Okay. So pretty much nothing has happened. Let me run the dollar and check quickly. It's all a mess, and I wouldn't be in there. Right, it's just not doing nothing. So I'm just gonna go on and talk about the higher time frame. All right, because this is not doing anything. I'll set an alert here to see closing up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's go to Bitcoin. Okay, it rallied up, so let me check over here. I'm gonna check right here. Let's see what's gonna happen with this as well. Okay, and let's go to that one. So the one ad failed to close above it, so that's no good, right? That's not what we wanted to see. But the H4 is still okay. H4 is not doing anything as well, so the trade is not valid yet until we get that. So maybe you might want to wait until we get confirmation, because without confirmation you cannot go long. Okay, so let's go and talk about the higher time frame. I'm gonna maximize. Let's go back to this one and then maximize that. There you go. Let's start with the dollar index and move to, okay, with the daily. Right, so the daily, if you look closely, okay, we have price in the consolidation here, and then they have a accumulation in here. I think this is also accumulation, and we might get some form of a push to the upside again. All right, because of how price is so bullish, I don't see this as a high for me to come back down. Even if it does come down, I will anticipate it to go back up again. So if it does, I'll watch this imbalances down here, and then I'll look for continuation to the upside. The rate announcement is so volatile that it can send price anywhere, but most importantly, we want it to see take it to the upside. Right, so let's see if that will be the case. Now, in terms of targeting, right, let's go to the weekly. They've taken out this high and that high, but look at how they took out this high here. Right, it went just above it and then rejected, and it looks to me that they might run back above it properly before rejecting, because of the way it went above it. Now, on the weekly time frame, this was, or this is, a market maker buy model right here. Accumulation there, and then accumulation here. It could be one more run and then a reversal might unfold. I'm not saying it's going to reverse, but it could be. All right, it can, because this high to this low, that was the range, and they've gone to run that high. So it could be a reversal. We don't know yet, but we have more information coming in today. So with the rate announcement, it will give us a clue. Now, what will give me reasons to go short is if, first of all, today closes below that candle there. Okay, if today closes below that candle, I might look for a sell to go into, first of all, a pullback, and then if we change direction, then I'll look for a bigger sell, because as you can see, I highlighted on the weekly time frame, this looks like a market maker buy model, and the buy model completed up here. So if it's reversing, then we'll be in a market maker sell model that can come all the way back down for this low here, this low here, and ultimately that one. But that's long term, because this one started from 2020 and we're in 2022. So market can drop down quicker, or maybe a year, right? Not 2 years to come back down. If it's gonna come back down, it'll probably do it quicker than it went up. Okay, so I think we might get something to happen up here. It's too bullish. Any indicator that you put on this chart is gonna show you that we are really overbought. Okay, extremely overbought. So let's see what price will do going into this evening at 7, right? Obviously that would translate to euro and pound, giving you the opposite. So with euro, we have this. Now I saw a pattern on Aussie New Zealand. Let's go to Aussie New Zealand, which is giving me hints on what might potentially happen on euro, because we had that same pattern in here, and we've just completed that today. We had price make a lower low, breaks market structure, false low in here, couldn't make a new high, run back down into this little block, and then it made its way up here, right? That's a monthly time frame. Okay, so if you look at the structure, I go back to euro, it looks similar, right? Where it took out this low, broke structure, came back down, failure to make a new high, and it's come back down again to take out this low. So it could do that, right? I'm not saying it's going to, because if it's going to, it's gonna give us signs. Okay, the other thing that is, kind of giving me hints is that seasonally we were supposed to go up the month of April. So this month here, we were supposed to go up, and it didn't do that. So I'm thinking, are they trying to switch where we go rather down? Because if everybody anticipates the up movement and they send it down, the month of May is a month where all of the majors, they go down. But here's the case that they've already sent price down. here's the case that they've already sent price down for the month of April. So are they going to send it up for the month of May instead of going down? Again, that's yet to be seen. So tracking on the daily time frame, right, we want to see at least price close above this high here, or on the weekly time frame above that high. Then we can start anticipating price going up. They've left some nice equal highs in here, right? That equal high up there. So if we get maybe a close above this last down candle here, right? If we get close above it, I think we might get some reversal, all right? So it's, you know, it's gonna require you to be patient and see what price is going to give you, and it's going to start from today. So pay attention to today's price action, especially the rate announcement coming, because that's going to kind of give more information going forward what price is going to do. Okay, now if you've checked the economic calendar, right, the rate is currently at 0.50, and they are looking to increase it to 1%, right? Usually it's supposed to be a good thing, but sometimes, you know, the market doesn't like it, so it might reject it. Therefore, if the rate announcement comes in, you have to wait till after the rate announcement. I think after that they have FOMC meeting. That statement is also going to be highly volatile. Whatever they say, I think that's the most important thing that the investors or smart money is going to pay attention to. It's not about the rate, it's what they say, because what they say in that statement is what's going to determine going forward what mostly they want to do, right? So then they might decide if their fund is 1%, but the statement suggests that things are not going to be right, or things are not going to be smooth, then even though with the rate announcement they can still send price down, but it's already booked in. That's the funny thing. Whatever is going to happen, they've already booked it in. It's just waiting for that time to come in, and then they just let it go, right? So with euro, looking at the higher time frame, it has this clean equal lows in here, but I'm patiently waiting. If they go for this low, I think it will reverse after that. Okay, if they attack this low, I think it will reverse. Now, if you look at this low, it's January 2017. Okay, January 2017. Let's go back to the dollar index. Okay, that's also January 2017. Okay, so price has gone for the high. Actually, let me see what I can do with this. Okay, let me quickly change this to 2 and put so you can see what I'm kind of referring to. Okay, so if you look at this low here, that high there, okay, you notice something different, that they took this high and this low has not been taken. Dollar and euro, they move similar, right? So if this is making highs, that is supposed to make lows, but it's not doing that, right? If this is making a high, at the same time this one makes a low. So if it's made a higher high, it should be making a lower low over here, but it's not doing that. So that's also a suspect. Okay, that's a suspect of what might happen. I could be wrong, and they might send it one more time, and then this will go and attack that low. But looking at how it's currently, it seems to me there might be some form of a rejection in here. It might not be with the news event today, but maybe after the news event it might give you some form of a rejection. So be aware of this. Okay, it's a divergence between the dollar and the euro. If we put British pound over here, and that's way where is that? 2017. That's down here. That has been taken already, right? So British pound, it's not similar to this. However, this is also a run on stop, a breaking market structure. It's a pullback, right? So we are inside this here, which is the last down candle, right? So it can we are traded inside the last down candle here, right? So it can reject with that low there. It can reject as well. So you know, if you are selling short, be aware of the higher time frame, right? What the higher time frame is doing, just be aware of it, because anything is possible with price being down here. Don't keep selling blindly. Be aware of this higher time frame. Okay, and if we put New Zealand there, same thing. We have this low, that high, low, break structure. We are coming back down. We are currently at the last down candle as well. Okay, that's the last down candle prior to this move up. That's where we currently at. Okay, so lots of reasons for price to give us some form of a pullback. I'm not saying it's going to do it, right? So that you go in and start looking for buys, but I want you to be aware of the higher time frame, so that if you start seeing bullish candles forming, it doesn't surprise you. Okay, on the Aussie, that's showing lots of strength. Let me remove this. That also did a run below this low here. It broke that short-term high. We could see that also pop up. I think Aussie, it's more prone to make one more run below this. I think this low here needs to go before. On the monthly time frame, notice that we have a bearish order block on these two. Okay, on the pound we don't, on the euro we don't. So what that would do is that you know, this is how I personally frame my bias on other pairs. Because we have an order block here on the upside, and we have an order block here, right? Price is gonna do what? It's gonna struggle to go up because there's resistance. Okay, price is gonna struggle to go up for these two. But these two, we don't have that. Okay, we have just a void. So when price decides to go up, or when price starts going up, you can use the idea that I shared with you guys, I think last week, when I showed you the Excel sheet where I look at Euro, I look at Pound, I look at Aussie, I look at New Zealand, and then it will give me which one is strong, which one is weak, and then I pair them and I trade the Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie, Pound New Zealand, and Pound Aussie. When price starts going up, you can use this idea of resistance over here, resistance over here, no resistance here, no resistance here, to frame trade ideas on the crosses. Okay, so you can look at the Euro New Zealand, Euro Aussie, Pound New Zealand, and Pound Aussie. When we start going up, especially when we hit the auto block, or when they hit the auto block. So when it starts going up, you're gonna check the price action that is occurring on the price action that's occurring on the crosses. So you're gonna look at Pound New Zealand, Euro Aussie, Euro New Zealand, and Pound Aussie, and then look at the trend. Okay, on the higher time frame, we're gonna look at the trend, because as price is trading up here, at some point it's gonna give you rejections. When that is happening, that's the time, because I believe when that happens, you're gonna get the Euro and the Pound to also continue going up, because they would like to close in maybe the void, right? And this one to also go up to close in the void. Okay, so when that is happening, then automatically you have your strength on Euro, you have your strength on Pound, and then you have weakness on Aussie and weakness on New Zealand. All right, so that's something to also have, so that when it's happening, you know what to do. Okay, just by looking at those two pairs like that and these two, you can tell what might happen. Okay, this pair is kind of stuck in a it's stuck in a range on a monthly time frame. It's not doing anything. We just took out these lows into an imbalance, and since then price is just not doing anything. So ideally we want to see some form of expansion to either up or to the downside, and that's not happening. Even on the weekly, we just stuck. Okay, if you just want to take that weekly time frame, then you can have the idea of this candle closing above it. So we trace into optimal trade entry on this candle's range, and then we can look for a buy on Euro Pound. All right, so if you do this and then highlight here, and then you anticipate a buy there to continue going up to attack this, that could be, so far what I can see on that. Apart from this, there's nothing else I can frame a trade on based on the high time frame. All right, so that's all you can get on this. If you go onto the monthly, it's not providing you with any form of information apart from the run below this low. Let's go to gold. Okay, so gold is currently also looking like it's retracing back to this. I don't see We will see, because this order block here on the 3 months time frame is just within that, right? They've left equal high up there. We did not make a new high, so this is kind of a retracement, right? So on the lower time frame, it's a retracement, but inside this, on the, I think the daily, there was a market maker going on, which I think it might drop to 70.5 relative to that range. So we are at 70.5. Okay, so we are at 70.5. I think 79 will be the next draw, and then from there, that's when I will anticipate some form of a rejection. If they can hold price down here till we get to July, then that would be extremely good anticipation for a buy, because July sees the biggest move to the upside on the gold market. So if they can hold this up until July, then that would be the best time, according to the seasonality, that would be the best time to anticipate a buy on that. So I will anticipate one more run here, and then maybe it might consolidate and wait till we get to July, right? Or it can start moving in June, break market structure, and then July it will just continue going up. Okay, so that's something to look out for, and it's based on the monthly time frame. So your higher time frame is still bullish, so you stick with buys. This is just a short-term pullback. All right. Crude oil, I think they went above. I don't need these two now. My bad. Here you go. They just went above that previous day's high, so I'm watching it on the other screen, on my other screen over here, to see what they're gonna do. Okay, I'm watching it over here to see what they're gonna do. If they start, if they start rejecting, I'll let you know, and then we take advantage of it. For now, it's going up, so let's see. If they do close above this, I think it might go for that, which is what I'm looking for anyway. I just wanted to see a bigger pullback relative to this one, and that my was to look for a buy below that low inside this to go and attack that high. Okay, because I'm seeing this as a pullback and it's going to attack this high. This was just a normal retracement on the lower time frame, but I wanted it a little bit lower. All right, it didn't get to 618. I wanted to see it get to that and then anticipate a run back up here, but that's okay, because it's now showing signs of going up here with this candle. So if they don't take it out, then going into tomorrow, if this candle stays like this, then tomorrow will be a good day to buy it to go and attack this high. Okay, in terms of long term, the monthly long term, I think it's still bullish. I think it's still bullish. They ran into that and rejected. It's all times high. Check the weekly. Let's see if they traded to that void. I think they the gap they have. Okay, they haven't. So that, I think that's where we might get price drawn to now. So from here, I think price is gonna go up there. 1335. It's not looking pretty because that's gonna affect prices on gas. Your energy bills is gonna go up. Everything related to energy is gonna go up. Plus, there are some countries that depend on transportation. So when prices of oil goes up, fuel prices is gonna go up. That means transportation, they're gonna start charging a little bit more. It doesn't look good, but it is what it is. That's why you're here, so that you can take advantage of it. If it's happening, don't look at the consequences that it's creating, but look at it as the opportunity that you are getting because you've made the conscious decision to educate yourself, right? So you can gain something out of, even though it's a bad situation, but you've made a conscious decision to put yourself to learn. So you're gonna reap the reward by taking advantage of that bad situation that is gonna happen if it goes up there. Because recently when it went up there, it was crazy. I think there was shortage of oil, fuel, if I'm not mistaken. People were panicking, but if they do go above this high, I think they might go a little bit higher one more time, because that's what the higher time frame is showing me anyway. Okay, so let's see if that would be the case on oil. But for the time being, right, if we close above this high today, you can look for a buy to go up here. Let's check dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, let's check them weekly. Okay, let's look at this pattern here again. This is why I'm thinking that you might have euro reverse, right? So we have this low here, or that low there, taking, breaks above that high, pulls back, falls. It didn't make a new high, so this is a false low. Comes one more time, takes out that low, hit the last down candle, mean threshold, and then reject. So if that happens, it's gonna go and attack the high that causes what? The retracement, right? Which is basically that one. So by looking at dollar CAD as it is, I think it might go and attack this high. Okay, and then maybe you will see what happens next. There's a small imbalance up here that is left, so maybe they might punch it to that one and then cause some form of a retracement. So this week, is that the weekly time frame? Yeah, this week, this is just retracing into that previous week candle. On the daily time frame, we had a swing low in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have a swing low in here on the hateful. So I showed you the last down candle on this one. when I was doing that. This, you want to watch that, okay, because that can give you a buy idea to take you up there. Okay, so watch that H4 auto block there. Let's go back to the monthly. So on the monthly, this is our last down candle, and we traded above it. This is a all retracement, right? This low to the high. Similar concept on the weekly in here. Anticipate a pullback, and we go for that high. Okay, so I think we might get that going into this month, because the CAD, seasonally speaking, CAD is usually weak in May. In April, it was supposed to be bullish, but it didn't quite give the bullishness in April, and we have weakness in May. So let's see if the weakness will continue. That would then send this one higher. Okay, so if you see any buy ideas, be confident and target this high, 1.29647. Bitcoin, yeah, I think Bitcoin is gonna go for this low. I think Bitcoin is gonna go for that low. These two up candles were just distributing, and I think it's gonna go down. Maybe with the month of May, it's gonna retrace back inside this one, and then a move to the downside. All right, so watch Bitcoin for a run to 33,089 level, this low here. It can spread and go for that, but this is what I can see for now. All right, so Bitcoin, look for sales ideas on the lower time frame. I think it's pulling back. It's the beginning of a new week, so it's pulling back, and then you look for a run for that low. Let's see. Yeah, we did end bearish for last week, so this is just a pullback. I think Tuesday, I anticipated a optimal trade entry up in here. So you want to watch Bitcoin for a sell over there. There was an imbalance. Not on this one, it's on Ethereum, because they're both kind of doing the same thing, right? The imbalance is on Ethereum, and I'm expecting it to reject. So watch up in here for a potential rejection. All right, and your target is going to be this low. Ethereum, this is the imbalance I was talking about, but on the monthly time frame, it's similar, right? This is all just a pullback into optimal trade entry relative to the previous week's range. So the draw on liquidity is below this low. So again, you're anticipating a run for that. Pullback, move to the downside. Previous week's range, bearish, high to low, pullback. Oops. OTE. OTE, and then we look for price to go down. Okay, so in that area, that's where that imbalance was, right there. Right, if you go onto the 1 hour, I didn't want to go there, go to the 1 hour, you will get yourself this. All right, so don't hesitate. Not hesitate. Don't be in a rush to sell it, because today is Wednesday, and if you look on the daily, it's showing kind of strength, right? Then anticipate that area for SL to go back down. All right, so that's pretty much these ones. Let's check the indices from the higher time frame perspective. Okay, this is S&P 500. Let me check the 3 months. This one is a bit tricky. This one is a bit tricky, so let's drop back down to the monthly. Okay, I'm not getting a good read on that. The only thing I can see is that we've just gone below this down candle over here, right? So then going forward, if we retrace back into that candle over here, we should see a continuation to the downside to that one there. So on the weekly time frame, we might get some form of a pullback. That will set up a really nice continuation to the downside. All right, because they took out this high and then broke down. So if we retrace it, then it's gonna make another leg down here. Let's see on the daily. Yeah, somewhere in here. I like that area there. If it does retrace up there, right, that can be a sell to continue going down. So that will be the same for the other pairs, right? Because they're kind of doing the same thing. Monthly, we've gone below that candle. We trace back into it. We drop down to this. Nasdaq has been the weakest one out there. And I think if you focus on this, you might get some really decent trades. I think the next movement should send price to this one. Next price leg should send it down there. So if it's retracing, optimal trade entry for this, it's on the daily time frame, by the way, so it's not just gonna run up there and come back down. It will take some time, right? Maybe a month or two. But if you start seeing let me hide this quickly. Yeah, if you see a break above that high here, that high there, if you see a break above it, then anticipate it going into optimal trade entry from here to there, and you can target the 50% first. So a run above this high or close above this high, you send price here, and then for that equal high, and you can get yourself a buy because it's long term. It's not gonna go there in a day. If it does, that's cool. I mean, if it does in a day, that'll be nice because that will create a void for us to sell short and come back down again. But I doubt it's gonna do it with one candle. So if you see it break above this high, right, that's a buying opportunity to go here and there, and then somewhere up in here anticipate a rejection to come back down to 12479. Okay, let's continue. US 30 monthly time frame. Yep, same story. They've just gone up below that. I think the indices are in trouble. You can clearly see if you've studied, market maker buy and sell model, you can clearly see. Unless you've not studied market maker buy and sell model, you can clearly see, right? They've gone below that candle, so we're gonna trade here and here, but it's still bullish long term. So I will look for price to trade for this high. I will look for price to trade to that. So on the lower time frame, I like this up candle here. That's really nice. Now on there, if you're able to trade up there, I'll probably I'll come and sell one of you. I'm gonna capture one of you and then sell you and then put that money on this and sell it, right? And then I'll buy you back. Okay, because that's looking like a dream setup. Okay, I would prefer to leave these lows intact and come all the way back up here. That would be sweet. All right, that's what can happen. That's if they come all the way up here. All right, let's see if that will happen. Okay, so that's for the indices. Now let's go to, I've got 10 minutes. I've got 10 minutes, so let's look at, actually, before I do that, anyone got any question? We've got 10 minutes and I don't want to leave you hanging with questions. So anyone got any question? Anyone got any question? Feel free to ask. My belly is rumbling. I need to go and do my breakfast before I continue, because I've only got 10 minutes and I want to do the crosses before I go. How do I color my auto blocks green? Just use this here. Go to indicators, go to, or type in NEPHEW and then find auto blocks. Okay, if you find auto blocks, click on that. Once you get that, this is the settings that I have. Okay, but here you need to click off this line. Okay, that one there, take it off, and then on style, change the bullish OB to red, change the bearish OB to green. What this means is that the bullish candle is your last up candle and your bearish candle is your last down candle. So whatever color you want your last up candle to be, you can choose that. So if you want it to be pink, change that to pink. If you want it to be yellow, change that to yellow. If you want it to be orange, change that to orange. I like red, so it is red. All right. Anything else? I was doing something silly over here. So I have 3 monitors, right? Let me show you. It wasn't doing it. I'm thinking, what's going on? I have 3 monitors. This is 2. It's connected to one PC. Right, and then I have one big one here, which is connected to one PC. And I'm doing the live session on that one. All right. And on this screen, I have, I'm watching it myself. Right, I've split that into 2. I have the chats over here, and then I have YouTube over here. So as I was watching, I wanted to go onto YouTube to check something. So I'm trying to push the mouse from here to go onto this screen, and it's not doing it. I'm trying to push the mouse from this one to go on that one, but it's not doing it. And I just realized that, oh, that one is a separate computer. It's that mouse is that way. I need to send it that way. And I clocked it and it was funny. Anyway. USD Swiss. Yeah, I don't trade that pair much, so USD Swiss. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow. That's an incredible run. That is an incredible run. Well. I don't trade it, so I don't look at it. But boy, this thing has rallied for the month of April. It's the biggest candle out there in years. The last time we saw such a candle is May 2012. So it's a pretty decent move. Anyway, I think we will. Before I say something I'm not supposed to say. Mm, I think it's gonna attack this high here. I think it's gonna attack this high and probably trade inside this order block. Yeah, I think it's gonna trade up here. So you can continue looking for buys on that, especially this high. I think it's gonna go for that. Okay, so look for continuation to the upside. Yep, 0.99. Oh, belly's rumbling. We've gone above 0.98, just above 0.98, so 0.99. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I've got 2 minutes left, so I'm gonna be quick on these two. On a monthly time frame, I think we took out these lows here and that one, and it's kind of showing some willingness to go up. So this high and this high to that low, 50%. We've already traded to 50% here, so optimal trade entry then. So I'll look at this candles low. I'll look at this candles low as a pullback level. Now, if you remember when I started, I talked about looking at the euro, pound, New Zealand, and Aussie, and New Zealand and Aussie had auto blocks on the monthly time frame. When price trades to that, I think it's gonna cause this pair to go up. So, you know, same thing here. It's gonna cause price to go up. Same thing here. It's gonna cause price to go up. You already have the levels on this from previous sessions, so I don't have to go into too much details. So that will be it from me. Unfortunately, we didn't get any trade for today. 10 o'clock and the candle came right back down. So there's no trade idea today. We will see. Maybe Friday something will form, because on Friday, actually Friday is NFP. So prior to that, if we do see anything, we will take advantage of it. If not, then we'll go into next week, because go through your charts, okay, and then look at the first. That's my neighbor making noise. Go through your charts, all right, and then look at the first week of every month. The first week of every month is usually manipulation. So this week is manipulation. Going into next week, the market will start moving in the direction for the month. Okay, so if you don't find any trade ideas for this week, don't worry yourself. You have the second week, the third week, and the fourth week of May, for some good trades or some good price action to take a trade. This week is not looking good, so just sit tight, relax, and then we'll see you next week. All right. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you guys next on Friday. Those of you that you are in my private group, I'll see you, I think, Monday as well. So take care, enjoy, be blessed.